Halloween Horror Nights 2026 tickets are finally here, and this is where a lot of people waste money, because not every HHN ticket does the same thing, and the best ticket for one person can be a terrible choice for someone else. So in this video, I'm breaking down every major HHN 2026 ticket type that's available now, what it actually does, who it's for, and who should skip it. I'm Stephanie with Unconditional Adventures, and as a travel agent, I've gone to HHN many times. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see is people buy strictly based on the name of a ticket instead of how they actually want to experience the event. So on this episode of Unpacked, we're going to go through those ticket types. And by the end of this video, you should know which HHN 2026 ticket is best for your budget, your group, and will give you the experience and the night that you want to have. I'm going to group these into basic tickets, skip the line options, and premium experiences, and specialty tours. For each one, I'll tell you what's included, who they're good for, and when I wouldn't spend the money. So for those of you that are new to the Halloween Horror Nights world, this is the 35th year of HHN at Universal Orlando Resort. This year's event will run only at Universal Studios Florida, so just in that park. It runs August 28th through November 1st, only on select nights. They usually take Mondays and sometimes Tuesdays off during the run, so it's only on select nights. And as you can see here, there is a calendar on the Universal Orlando website that will show you every night that the event is taking place and also the price of the base tickets. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about is a single night ticket. This is, again, the baseline ticket to get into Halloween Horror Nights. It just gets you in for the specific night that you've purchased it for. So if you buy them earlier in the run, they're going to be a little bit cheaper, especially on weekdays. The closer you get to Halloween, the more expensive they become. But again, like, this is the absolute base, like, cheapest way to do it. So who is the single night ticket good for? If you are already going to be at Universal Orlando Resort and you've got an evening free and you want to check it out, this is a great add-on. It's a great way to experience that. Most of these events run until 1 or 2 in the morning, so it does take some strategic planning there to add it on to your vacation. And of course, you got to make sure it's happening during the exact nights that you're there. But again, this is a great add-on that could be for you. Budget-conscious guests, definitely the way to go. This is the cheapest, hands-down way to get in to the event. And so it's not going to include things like Express Pass to skip the lines. It won't include early entry and things like that. But again, if you are trying to stay under a budget or you want to stay as cheap as possible, check out the single night tickets. Those are the good way to go. Or if you've been to HHN before and you're not super concerned with getting through all of the haunted houses and the scare zones, they usually have 10 to 11 haunted houses every year, plus 4 to 5 scare zones throughout the park. There's usually 1 or 2 shows that you can take in, all kinds of amazing food. So if you just want to kind of take it at a leisurely pace and aren't concerned with getting through every single thing, this could definitely be an affordable way for you to do that as well. So who is this ticket not good for? If you only have one night to get to HHN and you want to do all the things, this is not the ticket for you. And same if you're a first timer and you want to see it all. If you're like, hey, I'm going to see the haunted houses, I want to get through everything, I want to try all the food, I want to see the shows, all of that stuff, this will definitely not be the way to go for you. Now, for those of you that do want to go more than one night to Halloween Horror Nights, hang tight. Multi-day, multi-night tickets are coming. And of course, annual pass holders, you've got ticket options as well. But there will be multi-tickets especially for locals who come to like almost every night of the event. Or if you're going to be down there for an extended period of time and you want to go more than twice, then a multi-night ticket is probably the way to go based on pricing. If not, and you do want to look at the single night tickets, the price right now is the lowest that it's going to be. They are giving us a little bit of a discount for booking ahead of time and for booking online and not buying them at the gate. It'll always be cheaper. But Universal works with dynamic pricing. And so as these tickets begin to sell and they sell more and more of them, the ticket price will go up. So not only is it going to go up closer to Halloween, it will go up as they begin selling more HHN tickets over the next few months. So it's a good idea to look at those dates now, see what works for you, and get those lower ticket prices locked in. Now, if your goal is to experience more in your one night, then this is where the conversation changes. I would strongly advise checking out the Halloween Horror Nights Express Pass. Now, to be clear, there is an Express Pass that comes with Universal Studios Florida during the day that will not work at this event. The Halloween Horror Nights Express Pass is a completely separate ticket from what you've, or a separate add-on from what you may have had during the day. And it's only good for the Halloween Horror Night event night that you purchase it for. So you would have to buy a ticket to be able to get in, and then you also buy an Express Pass, which most of the time is about double the cost of a single night ticket. So they are expensive for sure. So you got to keep that in mind. But for a lot of people who are, again, wanting to get through everything, this isn't necessarily a luxury splurge. It's the difference between having a really stressful, intense night and a night that is fun and more of what you are wanting it to be. So keep that in mind with the Express Pass. What does it do? It allows you to skip part of the line on the haunted houses and the rides that are open during the event. Now, not just walk right in, but it will allow you to avoid a lot of that longer part of the line. You get into a shorter line of Express Pass folks and then get into the haunted house a lot quicker. It can certainly shave an enormous amount of time off of your night from waiting in line if you're willing to spend that money and get that Express Pass for the night. So who are the Express Passes good for? Again, if you've only got the one night and you want to maximize your time, an Express Pass is really about the beginning way that you're going to be able to do that. If you are, again, like dead set on doing every haunted house, an Express Pass is basically mandatory. That's one of the only ways that you're going to be able to do all of the haunted houses in one night. Again, especially like early on in the run or on a weeknight, they can help you fly through and get through all of those haunted houses in a night. People who hate long waits, if you don't like waiting in line, this is a great way to avoid that and be able to pay for that ability to not have to wait in line for an enormously long amount of time. Or if you're a family or a couple or a group and you just don't want to have that stress and that wait and that just like drags you down when you're waiting in line, look at the Express Passes. It's a way for you to avoid those things and have a more successful night when it comes to getting to do what everybody wants to do, right? You'll be able to see a lot more of the houses and the shows. And the Express Passes work for a lot of the shows too, like to get you in without having to wait through that huge line. That means that you can get there later than what everybody else is getting there to get in line. So that's a huge advantage for you as well. Who is an Express Pass not good for? Again, if you're trying to stay on a tight budget, low budget trip, cost effective, this is not the way to do it. It's going to double, if not triple, your entry fee to get into this event. So if you are trying to stay on a tight budget, that's definitely not a good choice for you. Or again, if you're okay with just wandering around and getting to do what you get to do without worrying about the long lines and things like that, then don't spend the money and just enjoy the evening. Another perk that dropped this week is the hotel packages included with Halloween Horror Nights tickets. So the event isn't just about the ticket itself. It's also, when you add the hotel, it's about making this as convenient as possible. So there are several hotel packages depending on which Universal hotel you want to stay at, how close you want to be, things like that. How many nights you want to stay, how many tickets you want into HHN for how many nights, all that stuff. So they have stay and scream, stay near the fear, like all kinds of different packages that are easy to customize based on, again, what you're looking for, what kind of budget you're on, and how you want to experience it. The nice part with these ticket and hotel packages is when you're staying at a Universal Orlando Resort property, you have a dedicated entrance to get into Halloween Horror Nights. And believe me when I tell you, that saves you an immense amount of time. Those lines get so long when people want to get into HHN because the gates are closed for a certain amount of time. They close the park usually at 5, and the event opens between 6 and 6:30. And so the line goes all the way through City Walk. Like it's a crazy line. And so if you have a Universal Orlando Resort room key, You've got a dedicated entrance that you can go through, show that, and it saves you a ton of time when it comes to actually getting into the park and getting into HHN considerably faster. And of course, when you bundle things together, you put your hotel and your tickets together, they're cheaper. And so it's a great way to kind of save money in that regard as well, and just start to bundle those things together. So who is the package best for? Well, obviously, if you're an out-of-town guest and you're coming in for Halloween Horror Nights, this is a great place to start, is to look at, okay, what hotel is best for you, and then therefore what ticket and hotel package is going to be best for you. So if you're coming in for the event, great place to start with those hotel packages. If you want one-stop planning and you don't want to have to piece everything together, again, this is a great way to do it. It's a good way to bundle and have all those components kind of taken care of for you. And so, yeah, if you don't want to have to plan the whole thing out yourself, if you want help with putting the pieces together, this is a great way to do that. Who is this not best for? Obviously, if you're an Orlando local, this would not apply to you and wouldn't really matter to you at all. Or if you are individually piecing together your vacation, and this is a component, HHN is a component of it, then maybe this isn't for you as well if you want to have that kind of control over the pieces of it. But the nice part, like I said before, this event is done usually around 2 a.m. And so it's really nice to get that free transportation back to your hotel and be in bed within 15 minutes rather than getting back to the car, or driving back to your hotel or resort or whatever. This is a great way to save that time after a very tiring, fun 25,000 step kind of day. Now let's talk about some of the tours. One of the most popular tours that Halloween Horror Nights offers is called the RIP tour. This would be similar to a VIP tour during the day at the theme parks. So the RIP tour is one of the premium ways to experience this event with other people that are not in your group. So this is not a private tour. This is a group of usually 10 to 12 people from multiple groups that will go along with their own private tour guide, who he or she determines the itinerary. So you have no say in the order or anything else of the night. But we're talking like premium front of the line access, some free food, and some other fun stuff. It's a luxury kind of premium experience that you very much pay for. But I'll tell you what, it's one of the most fantastic ways to experience a Halloween Horror Nights event. So what comes with your RIP tour? Again, you get front of the line access, which means there is no express line that you also have to wait in. Your tour guide walks you to the front entrance of the haunted house and you walk in the door. There's no waiting, no line of any kind. They'll do their kind of behind the scenes insider information. You walk up to the front and you walk right in. So again, it's the fastest way to get through the haunted houses because there is no wait, like, at all. So you get premium front of the line access there. And then some other cool things you get, like a lanyard, you get a button, you get your RIP tour ticket, you get access to appetizers and some non-alcoholic beverages before your tour begins. Things like that. You get free valet parking for the night. And then at the end of the tour, if there is still time left over in the event and it's not 2 a.m. yet, then you can use your VIP or RIP credential as an express pass for the rides. Since you guys won't be going on any rides during the actual RIP tour, the RIP tour is just focused on houses and scare zones, then your RIP credential would work as an express pass for the rides for one-time use on each ride that's open for the rest of that event. So you get a ton of value here. They are expensive. Looking at some of the pricing, even early in the event, you're talking $400 to $500 a person, and they will continue to go up as you get closer to Halloween. But who is the RIP tour good for? Well, if like Halloween Horror Nights is a bucket list item for you, this is one of the best ways to do it. You don't wait in line. You don't have to get that grumpy feeling of your legs hurting. I mean, you're going to do a lot of walking, but you're not ever waiting in line. It's a really nice way to experience it, and you just get to see it all. You get to learn so much cool inside information and then see it instantly. So it's really nice. Yes, you are with other people, but it is a fantastic way to see it. If you're celebrating something, and if you're there for a birthday, anniversary, something like that, graduation, whatever, if you're celebrating something, like what cooler way to do it than have, the VIP kind of treatment as you walk through the park and walk into the haunted houses as well. If you want that premium experience with less stress, you don't have to plan the itinerary. You just follow along, listen in to the cool stories and the background information, and then walk right through the house. So there's no stress to this whatsoever, no planning. You just kind of follow and go through. It doesn't take a lot of required thinking and planning and things like that. And again, if it's your first time and you really want to go all in and experience everything there is to experience at Halloween Horror Nights, this is a great way to do it. You do get reserved seating for the shows. So again, you get the chance to not have to wait in line. You just walk right in, sit down, and ready for the show. You get that VIP front of the line access for the houses, things like that. So it's an incredible way to experience Halloween Horror Nights with so little stress. And it's a more fun way to do it. And so those are easy things to keep in mind, and take a look at what you're planning for and why you want to go to Halloween Horror Nights. People that it's not good for, again, if you're on that budget conscious train, definitely this is not for you. It's very, very, very expensive. And then I also, for those who just want to kind of walk at their own pace and don't want that structure, they want to go see things when they want to see them. Again, this would not be for you because everything will be told to you, and you won't have any say in that kind of matter. Now, one important thing to keep in mind about the RIP tours, it is an add-on, which means that you still have to have a ticket for Halloween Horror Nights, whether that's a single night or you end up getting a multi-night ticket, or you're an annual pass holder and you buy your HHN tickets. This is a separate add-on, so you have to have entry into Halloween Horror Nights, and you have to have the RIP tour ticket. So they are two separate things, and you have to have both of those in order to take that tour. The next step up from that is the private RIP tour. So this is basically all of the things that you get with an RIP tour, except they're for your specific group. These RIP tours for the private groups can be done with 10 people at the base cost, or you can add on up to 2 more people at an additional cost. But with the private RIP tours, again, what you get here is everything that came with the original RIP tour, except this is your group exclusively. You do have access to a cash bar throughout the tour. And the nice part is you get to customize the itinerary. So whereas the regular RIP tour, the guide is the one who determines which houses you go to and what order, this private RIP tour, you decide. And so you can help customize that itinerary, pick the show that you want to go to get the premium seating for, things like that. So you do have a little bit more on the food and drink side, everything else that comes with it. But again, it's just your group, and you get to customize what the itinerary in the schedule looks like. So who is a private RIP tour good for? Again, if you've got a larger group and you guys just don't want to be around other people, this is a great way to do it. These tours start at about $480 to all the way up to $600 per person, depending on how many people you have. But again, it's a base amount, and you still then have to have, because it is an add-on, you then have to have a Halloween Horror Nights admission ticket for every person that is in your group. But if your group is large enough and you don't want to be around other people, this is a great way to do it. Or if you're, part of a group that just wants that full VIP treatment and doesn't want to be around others, that just has that kind of exclusive feel for just your group, this is a great way to do it. Or if you, again, want to experience that kind of VIP feel, but also be the one in charge of the planning and the customization, this is perfect for you. Who it's not good for, most average HHN attendees, it's just not feasible. A lot of people will add on the Express or something like that instead of a private RIP tour. But for most average travelers, this is not a thing. And then, of course, for budget conscious, this would not be something that would be in a standard HHN type budget. Another really popular add-on is the Scream Early ticket. And what this does is that it allows you to get into Universal Studios Florida a few hours before the Halloween Horror Nights event actually starts. They put you in literally what's called a holding pen in a couple different areas in the park. And then if the haunted houses are available to start early or open early, which at least 2 to 3 of them almost always do every night, then you are released to go get into those lines and get through those houses before the event even opens to the public. So these are for people who really like the strategy of it and who want to get a jump and kind of get to some of the best, most popular houses right off the bat before things get busy. So it's one of those tickets that can sound small on paper and looks cheap because it's just a cheap little add-on that you can put on your ticket. But man, is it a great way to really maximize your time and get a ton of benefit out of the beginning of your Halloween Horror Nights event experience. So again, how these work: they will allow you to come into the park at Universal Studios Florida at 2 p.m. This is a change from last year. Last year it used to be 3 p.m. Now you can get into the park at 2 p.m. You still get to go around, enjoy any part of Universal Studios Florida that you want to. And then when they start to close the park at 5, they will put you in these kind of holding pens and wait to see which haunted houses are going to open up early that night. And then they'll let you go to those houses to go ahead and get in line. So who are these best for? If you are a strategizer and you know exactly which haunted houses you want to get to, these are great because it's a great way for you to get to the back of the park, which is usually where some of the big name houses are, before everyone else who's way at the front by the front gate even makes it in. So these are great for people who like strategy, who know which houses that they want to go to. If you've got a plan and you know it, this is a great way for you to really be able to accomplish that in one night. And if you care about that early positioning and you want to get in early and take advantage of the first few hours of the event, some people like to add this on because they don't want to stay until 2 a.m. This is a great way for you to knock out one, sometimes two haunted houses before the event even opens to the public. Who is this not good for? Again, if you don't want to think strategically and you just want to enjoy the event itself and in a casual way, this would definitely not be for you. If you just want to show up at a leisurely time and go to the event when you want to go and not worry about getting there early, again, this would not be something to spend money on. Now, again, this ticket is an add-on, which means that you have to have admission to Halloween Horror Nights for that specific night, and then you buy a Scream early ticket for that same night. You have to have them dated the same, and then you buy the Scream early ticket, which gets you in at 2, but then you still have to have a Halloween Horror Nights ticket for that same night. So what does that mean if you already have tickets in hand? So let's say you're going on Wednesday and you already have a Universal Studios ticket for Wednesday, then all you would need to buy is the Halloween Horror Nights ticket for Wednesday, and they work the same. You're able to stay in the park in the holding pen without having to leave because you already have the daytime ticket and the nighttime ticket. So keep that in mind. Scream early, you don't need it if you've already got a daytime ticket and a nighttime Halloween Horror Nights ticket. But if you don't, then you would need to buy that Scream early ticket and the nighttime Halloween Horror Nights ticket for the same night. And one of my favorite Halloween Horror Nights events is also getting a bit of an upgrade this year: the Premium Scream event. In the past, there has been one Premium Scream night that is usually before the opening night of Halloween Horror Nights, which is also the same for this year. But for 2026, they are also adding a second Premium Scream night that will be available in mid-October, which is fantastic. So what is a Premium Scream night? This is a higher priced ticket. They start at about $3.95 per person, but it gives you access to, again, all of the haunted houses, the scare zones, the rides, the shows, and it also gives you unlimited food and drinks throughout the course of the event, all for one ticket price. And the nice part with the Premium Scream events is that they have a limited capacity on how many tickets they are going to sell for each night. Now, they've gotten complaints in the past about how many people were there and it was still too busy and things like that. So they've come out and said in 2026 they are lowering the capacity for Premium Scream nights, and that's why they're adding on a second option. So again, there will be one the day before Halloween Horror Nights opens and one in the middle of October. Phenomenal way to experience Halloween Horror Nights. If you want to see my experience from 2025, go check out the video that's on my channel. It's such a fun way to experience this amazing event. You've got shorter lines for the haunted houses. Like, I think every ride that I rode was a direct walk on. Like, I didn't wait for anything. You get unlimited food, unlimited non-alcoholic drinks, which for Harry Potter nerds like me also included butterbeer, which is phenomenal. And you just get, it's a whole different way to experience Halloween Horror Nights. So this is one of the best strategies if you really want to take in everything that is Halloween Horror Nights. This is an incredible strategy and a great way to do it, because you aren't just buying access, you're buying a completely different experience when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights. So who is a premium Scream ticket good for? If you're a hardcore HHN fan and you don't want to wait as long, there will still be lines, of course, but you don't want to wait as long, you want to see everything in one night, this is a great way to do it, because it's just so few people in the park. This is a great way to do it. If you're a repeat visitor and maybe you do one night, just a single ticket, kind of on your own, checking it out, and then you do the premium Scream night as well. It's a great way to have completely different experiences, and also saves you money on all of the food and non-alcoholic drinks, which is a phenomenal add-on as a value itself. Because if you have ever been to a Halloween Horror Nights, you know that the lines for food and drink are ridiculously long, and you really have to choose what you want to try to eat and drink, because the lines are so crazy long. The premium Scream helps eliminate some of that, and it's a completely different experience. So if you're going multiple nights, this could also be a great way to do that. If you want, again, more from the evening, when it comes to food and shows and things like that, it's less rushed. You're not waiting in line as long, so it's just more of like that kind of casual flow experience. It's a great way to experience it, and for people that like to experience that in a more casual way, great way to do it. And of course, if you are building a trip around Halloween Horror Nights itself, what a great way to start. This is a fantastic night and a great way to kick off the Halloween Horror Nights season. And I'm so excited that they're adding an October date as well, because then you really get into like the spooky feel of it, and it's a little bit chilly and at night and things like that. It's a fantastic way to experience the parks. Who premium Scream is not good for, again, if you're a casual, want to show up when you want, take your time, be leisure, aren't really worried about getting everything done, and aren't really a foodie and don't want to try the food and drinks, not for you. This would be an expensive add-on for no reason for you. And if you're really not sure, like, how much you actually want to do, if maybe you've never been before and you really aren't sure how the Halloween Horror Nights works, and how much you want to accomplish in a night, maybe this isn't the way for you either. But it's certainly worth checking out. I know from a travel agent perspective, it's fantastic for me. It's a great way to get like a preview of how Halloween Horror Nights is going to go, get to check out some of the houses and the food, especially, without that extra cost all the way around. So these are definitely worth looking into for a lot of different types of people. And finally, we have the Behind the Screams tour, which is Unmasking the Horror. This is a completely different way to experience Halloween Horror Nights Haunted House. These tours take place during the day. All of the lights are on in the haunted houses, so there's no scare actors. There's nothing scary to it, or nothing that you need to worry about happening in the houses. This is really more about the story behind how these houses were created, some of the lore that goes into maybe recurring characters, or if it's an intellectual property, like last year they had a Fallout house, a Jason universe house, things like that. So they really go into like some of how the parts of the movie were tied in, or the TV show were tied into the haunted house, things like that. They give you a lot of really cool inside, behind the scenes information with the lights on. It's also a great way for you to take pictures and video inside the house. Normally in Halloween Horror Nights, you cannot take pictures or video inside of a haunted house. This way you can. It gives you insider access to be able to take those cool photos and pictures and things like that, and video. They give you some of the Easter eggs that are in the haunted houses, and they'll point them out to you and things like that. So it's just a completely different way to experience a haunted house than going through it at night in that kind of scary feel all the way through. So these are really neat tours. They happen during the day. Now, these tours are separate from Halloween Horror Nights, so you would purchase the tour, but the nice part with this is that you don't have to have a daytime ticket to Universal Studios Florida to go on this tour. So they have a specific place where they meet you outside of the park. Your tour guide will come and pick you up, brings you in, takes you through the haunted houses with the lights on so you can see, again, all of the cool insider information, and then they walk you out of the park. So you don't have to have a daytime ticket to do these, and obviously you don't have to have a Halloween Horror Nights nighttime ticket to take this tour as well. Now, these tours will only happen on the days that we actually have a Halloween Horror Nights event at night, but they do happen at different times throughout the day, depending on if you do a 3-house tour or a 6-house tour. There's also some food, some drinks, some parking, and things like that that are included with it. But again, these are just a great way to see a lot of behind the scenes, really cool stuff that goes into building. And let me just tell you, these haunted houses are impressive. Like, this is something these guys work on all year long, and they are impressive. So being able to see them with the lights on and see how much work and detail and everything goes into them, it's a complete game changer, and it'll change how you look at Halloween Horror Nights as well. They're very, very cool, and it's just so much cool insider information. So if you are an HHN super fan, this is a fantastic tour for you. Great way for you to get insider information that you might not be able to get otherwise, and just see how the whole thing works. So if you're a super fan, these are definitely good tours for you. If you love design, detail, how these things were built and put into place, and the lore and the story behind them, this is a great tour for you as well. You'll get a ton of that and really see what goes into making this event as successful as it is. Or if you're a repeat visitor to Halloween Horror Nights and you want to see this either before or after you go through the actual haunted houses at night, this is a great add-on as well to kind of see, behind the curtain of how these things were created. Now, it's not for you if you only want to maximize going through the haunted houses at night. You want that nighttime experience. This would not be the tour for you. Or if you're, again, just looking for the cheapest way to do Halloween Horror Nights, this would be an addition that isn't needed for that kind of visitor. So if this sounds like you, this might be your kind of Halloween Horror Nights ticket. If you want the cheapest way into the park and to experience the event, look at a one-night ticket. If you want to do more in one night than just get in, and you really want to experience as much as you can, check out an Express Pass. If you want a premium, easy night with low stress, check out the RIP tour. Or if you want that same premium, easy night with your own group and no strangers, check out a private RIP tour. If you want to maximize your entry strategy into Halloween Horror Nights, look at the Scream Early ticket. Or if HHN is the whole point of your trip and you want free food, free drinks, and shorter lines, check out the premium Scream events. If you're a huge fan and you want behind the scenes access, check out the Behind the Screams tour. Or if you want this whole trip planned and you want help putting the whole thing together, look at a hotel package. As you can see, there are a ton of options when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights 2026 tickets, and we're not even done yet. There's more that are going to be released between now and the event. Now, most people don't buy the wrong ticket because they don't care. They buy the wrong ticket because they didn't realize what the problem was that they're trying to solve. So don't buy a ticket just because it's the cheapest thing out there, but also don't buy a ticket just because it has a fancy name. A lot of people make that mistake of they don't buy the right kind of ticket for how many nights they have at Universal Orlando Resort, or they don't buy the right kind of ticket for the experience that they're trying to put together. Also, don't assume that every premium ticket solves the same problems. They don't. They're very different tickets and experiences, so you want to make sure that you have the right one for you. And the biggest mistake that people make is they wait too long and they miss out on getting that ticket that is actually the one that they really wanted. So don't guess your way into making an expensive mistake. If you still want help picking out which Halloween Horror Nights 2026 ticket is the best for you and putting together the best experience for you and your group, talk to me. leave me a comment below or check out the description. You can send me an email or go to my contact page. This is what I do, and I'm happy to help people put together the perfect event, the perfect vacation package for them and their group and what they're trying to accomplish. So I'm a you preferred travel agent, which means I can help people put together the right kind of universal experiences. I can help you get Halloween Horror Nights tickets at the same price that you would get them online. But now you're also getting my strategy, my expertise, and having somebody on your side who can help you plan, put together, keep under your budget, all of those things. And you get that advantage as well. So I'm happy to help. Just reach out to me. Like I said, you can comment below. You can find my email or my contact page in the description. Go to my calendar link, set up a free vacation consultation. We can talk and see what works best for you and what kind of trip that you're trying to put together. I want to help you make sure that you buy the right ticket the first time around, and don't just buy something because it's cheap or because somebody on social media told you to buy a certain type of ticket, right? We want to put together the perfect trip for you and your group. And if you want to check out more about Halloween Horror Nights, go to my channel, check out my previous videos on HHN. You can see exactly what takes place at the Premium Scream events. You can see if Halloween Horror Nights is actually fun for somebody like myself who is scared to death of haunted houses, and see if it's still a fun event to go to. You can see what kind of food and drinks that they have at Halloween Horror Nights and some of the specialty items that you only find at HHN. So go check out my other videos as well. Be sure to like this video. If you found something useful in it and you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button as well. And then feel free to share this video out if you've got somebody else who's thinking about going to Halloween Horror Nights and they want more information. Please pass it along. I'm happy to help out as many people as I can and just continue to grow that way, because we all want to have a great time at HHN 2026, and hopefully we all get to see each other in the fog. Happy adventuring, everybody.